Hello, amigo. Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is fucking talking shit with Eagle, episode 415. The wormhole, little blueberry jam in the background. Pop on, hang out for a few, see if we have some people that want to hang out. We'll see. I see me, Jason Stone. What is up? Glad to see you guys pop in so quickly. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. My chat popped out on the right spot over here. Cheers to you guys. Hopefully you guys have had a great Saturday slash Sunday evening. This going, shrink this down. What you guys smoking on me all flower? Much respect to you, my friend. Floor Nugs. Cheers, my friend. How are you? That's funny, dude. What you guys smoking on? The Butchers and the Builders. Good tune. 808 Rudy Prospect. Cheers to you, my friend. Playing Halo. It's a fun way to pass the time, man. I haven't really gotten into video games quite some time. Eat up a whole lot of my time, man. I get very competitive when it comes to shit like that. Sports, games. Try to stay away from it if I can. Oh, that's it. Flying Cat 420, cheers to you. How you guys doing? Taking a break in the garden, thought I'd pop on to have an awesome cider. Oh, he's lucky son bitch. Cheers to you, man. Cheers to you, for those. Sounds pretty good. Had a dab in probably, I don't know, 3 weeks probably. Seems like forever. You guys got any music suggestions? Since it's just me, 9 cool people. Man, I gotta try to get back into the swing of things here. Smiley Gardens popping in. 15 times to make us. What's up, Smiley?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. Turn off this here music. Dark. I don't even know how you describe that. Just like dark southern, maybe. Then I where you throw that in that genre.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear it enough. It sounded like a blues or something.
Pretty good.
Oh yeah, man. Have a good Saturday.
Wasn't bad. A little crazy at points, but it wasn't terrible.
It's always good.
Man, it seems like I haven't given fucking around to like getting a lot of my work, garden work done until like later in the night, man. Back when I used to this was like the time I used to get all my work done. Now, man, it's like I don't even want to fuck with it until like 9:30. Now I'm fucking like, all right, guess I'll go do something in the fucking garden.
Yeah. I know it is weird to get in them kind of routines like that too. I've been chasing my butt or ran my butt off trying to keep up. I got this garden outside now with these veggies in it. And takes attention.
I knew it would. How much we talked about this a little bit at the beginning there, but how much help have you been seeing on that vegetable garden? I'd say about as much as like when you have a pool. Oh, will you open the pool? Yeah, ain't nobody gonna help clean the pool. Yeah, we will. Every day, it's just you in the pool.
You in the pool. Fuck no, my parents had a pool when I grew up. I know all about that shit. Nope. Everybody's like, want a pool? Nope. Want a pool? Your friends got a pool. You should go over there if you want us to go swimming. No, we want one here. Nope.
I've been duped a couple of times. I always think I am grown up a little bit. Let's try it again. Nope.
I love that. And what movie was that? It was one of the Austin Powers where the Dr. Evil's son, he was like, I got a pocket full of shh. He kept fucking shushing him or whatever.
That was a good one.
Pocket full of nope. Nope. That's funny. If only it worked that way.
Right.
Girls tend to be more persistent. Nope just means not quite yet to them. Just needs more pressure. That's all.
Sounds correct. Sounds correct.
Mm-hmm. The plot and scheme, man.
Man, I've seen patient / old friend today, and again, I think you can. Nobody's not watching either. You can tell the difference between cannabis lived life and an alcohol lived life side by side. And he's like a year or so younger than me too, and then he looks probably a lot older, a lot older.
Yeah.
Yeah, not by my accounts either. Not by my accounts. This was told. Told him start eating a cookie a day. He said he would start eating some edibles. I'm like, that shit would keep you young. It's never too early to start, man. Never too early to start.
Fuck yeah. Keep you just like the American way and live forever. At least to 160 or something, he said, right? Like 168 or seemed like it was a random number like that. Funny though.
Fuck, man. Sitting on the edge of 50, man. I don't know if I want to do fucking 160 some fucking years, man. First 50's been fucking a roller coaster, man. Yeah. You think at some point, maybe around 100, it just levels out?
I don't know, man. It's like anybody I've seen that's been like 100, they're pretty well and capable of a lot of things. So it's I don't know how you know what I'm saying. Like it's difficult to walk and get up and go do something or whatever. It's not like living when you're like 20 or whatever. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I've been watching some shit on. I do check out the Gaia from time to time, and they were talking about some people that were well over 100. They actually talked to two ladies that were 128, 128, and by all accounts, they looked very well for their age. Getting along great. Fucking got up, worked in the gardens, took care of shit. Fucking, and they asked them what the secret of life was. And they said two things. Two things: compassion and love were the fucking things that kept them going. Uh, One was just the want to get up and take care of everybody else, do for others. And, basically, they loved. They put out. They felt back was they said was they said was the key to longevity. And I don't know. I'm starting to believe it a little bit. Not a little bit, a lot.
That and staying out of the way of trains and buses probably helps too.
Well, that goes without saying. I mean, yeah. Definitely good advice today. No planes. Awesome.
That's funny. Sorry, man. I'm gonna get a cough.
It's not going to affect me here.
Right?
Cough it up. It's like a virtual mask. Go right ahead.
Yeah. Got to come up with something smart to say or whatever.
Cheers,
This
GR.
is a cool shirt.
420 community videos. I seen that. Pretty Teasley. I got the other version.
Oh yeah.
She
Safety
gave away
meeting.
some coffee cups and shirts today too. My buddy there. It's like, you gotta go with one of these, or one of those.
Oh yeah. I like it. That's cool. You got any events you're gonna go to coming up? Seemed like there's a
I
bunch
need
of
to get my ass out, do something. Yeah, I haven't went to nothing yet this year. I think the next one's what is it? Chief B sent me something at 420 caregivers event at Auto City next weekend.
Bad Bunny one's coming up too, ain't it? Aren't they doing one?
I don't know. I've kind of heard that may be not a thing, but I can't confirm that.
I'll have to ask them. I hope it works out. They put a lot of effort into it, so it'll be cool to see it go. I know there's a ton of
Yeah, I
hurdles.
heard the hurdles were too much from what I understand. In such a short time, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah. No, man, it makes it tough. You try to do too many things too. You know what I mean? It's one thing to set up the event. It's another to like set up all the judges and set up. You know what I mean? Like how you're gonna intake all the entries and whatever. And there's a lot of process.
First year.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Never doing it. I'm sure there's a lot of fucking learning in the process.
Yeah, for sure. Either way, though, I hope it works out for him. I like Chris.
I do too.
Andrea, right? Andrea, is that it?
Yes, sir. Yep.
I remembered this time. I'm bad with that with names. Like,
I can be pretty bad at it too.
It's funny though, because I remember like people's faces. Like, hey, I remember this dude. But I'm horrible at remembering the names. I gotta say it like 3 times in a row or something. And I was listening to a thing like there's a way you can like memorize people's names really easy, and it's like whenever you meet them, you say it 3 times right away, and then it gets locked in your brain, something like that. But I forget
There's
to do
people.
that.
I know people. I purposely fucking call them different names, and I know when I see them, I'll be like, Jock. It's Brad. Sorry about that, Chuck. Brad. Yeah, I'll get it.
Does anybody ever let you just like keep guessing, or they'll just go with it for a while, and then later in conversation, somebody else calls him a different name, like, "No, dude, that's Andy," and you're like, "Fuck, I've been calling him Brad this whole time."
Yeah, I can't put I know that it's happened. I know it's happened.
Oh yeah,
I know it's happened. Look, it's happened on the show. It's happened on the show. Like Misty's nuns, man. I call her. Many people. Some of them in chat who are in chat right now.
Yeah, that's a little different.
Damn it, I want top chat.
So there's the morning, yeah. Switch it off top chat. That sucks. Doing all that. So you ever go to the races, Eagle? You knew you There's got to be a track up there by like Northern Michigan Speedway or some shit.
There's a somewhat of a small track around here somewhere, but I didn't know. I haven't been to the races in a long time. Long time.
Neither it seems like it now, but I watch them all the time on YouTube. But so I was doing is catching up on all the weekend sprint car races.
Well, the T-shirt guy there actually films. Fucking, he goes all over to fucking record and take pictures and shit to the tracks.
That's cool. How long has he been doing
Yeah,
that?
long time. I guess that's kind of where he makes the better end of things these days.
What's
And the T-shirt things can.
what's the name of his photography?
Um, Wise Rain and something. Why? Oh,
Oh, maybe it's a different one.
no, he's a pretty big guy. What the hell? I usually got a Ultimate Graphics, maybe.
Yeah, it's
His
different.
name's Randy.
Trying to trying to remember. My dad was friends with a guy that did that for a long time at Berlin Raceway. He was there always taking the pictures. I swear, man, the one last time I was a couple years back, we seen him at the track still taking pictures and shit, you know. But yeah, it was his gig, man. I'm trying to remember his freaking name now. I don't know.
It was funny because I went to his website, and well, actually, it suggested it. Instagram had suggested it to me. Must have read his phone number in my phone book or some shit and suggested it. That's the only way I can figure it out. But his Instagram was fucking Eagle Randy, and I went, huh, huh. That's so weird. That's really weird. I fucking called him on it. He never really gave me a good answer where the fucking angle. Randy Allen photos was one in the Ultimate Graphics. He's
Hmm.
been doing it for quite some time.
No, that's yeah, it's definitely something I enjoy doing. Going, don't get to as often. At least the last few years. Do you know what a sprint car is, though, Ego? Have you ever seen one? I feel like we've talked
Oh
like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. My dad used to race at Auto City in Dixie when I was young.
okay,
Uh, so I used to go when I was really young, all the time. Just love that shit. Back in the day when you could actually, still cut your kids off and let them wander. I remember wandering around fucking Auto City, fucking doing whatever, just fucking going to the bathroom, fucking hanging out in front of the picture booth. Speaking of the picture booths, that's where they used to fucking, you know, make their money back when there wasn't even, you had to still go to like photo fucking have them developed and shit. You'd go there and there'd always be like some good pictures of like your favorite car and shit. You could buy a picture of your fucking driver and car for a few bucks. And shit.
yep, same old, man. It's I've raced Auto City before actually, but yep, I was growing up almost every weekend at the track too. So
Yeah, it's good times. Good innocent times here. Fucking fireworks. They always had fireworks out there. That's always another fun thing about going to the track. They had fucking fireworks.
yeah, I was lucky enough though too. Like my dad actually he drove race. He raced as well, so he knew some of the other guys around, whatever. And so yeah, I always had their kids to be hanging out with. So every time we'd go, I'd have buddies to hang out with. So it was I don't know. I don't remember watching many of the races all the time, but be running around doing some shit. You know, you're 10, you
Super.
fuck lose interest real quick, and in some of that.
That shit was loud. Even back then, man. Fucking that shit was loud. sitting around that track.
Yeah. It used to be a lot bigger than it is now, I think, but I don't know. I guess I haven't been around as much. I think there's plenty of guys driving still, but I don't know if the crowds are there for it or whatever.
Shit, that most of the time. Well, I know there's like a small, like I don't even know what size car, what they race there, but I know there is like a small track around here where like I know it's dirt, but most of these guys, man, just fucking run their shit in the fucking woods, man, through the trails and shit.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of the God, there was one. There is a Northern Michigan Speedway. Because I know that because I've raced it before, but I'm trying. Is Wilma a town? Is there? Yeah, I want to say that was the name of the town, but I'm possibly wrong on that. But it was way up in the woods, man. It was different. That was for sure.
I can't remember where to say it, but I know that it's like I want to say towards the west of me, and it's closer to Amish country. I mean, there's literally nothing around there. That's like all there people around that area. That is most definitely what they do. You know what I mean? I think it takes that whole fucking community to make that track go. I don't know.
There's another one that's like that too, where the track's like right downtown, dude. It's like that was the one that was different too, because you're basically pulling through like residential neighborhood, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's the track entrance, like the next fucking, like it's where you'd expect a school to be or some shit. There's the fucking racetrack right in the middle of town. It's funny. Like hell yeah, this town knows what's up.
I actually used to race dirt bikes for a long time. Never cars, dirt bikes for a long time. So I got big fucking nice accident on a dirt bikes. That was the end of that.
Yeah, you can get fucked up quick on them things. Bad. There's a guy I raced with that was going for the Supercross or whatever. He was in the points and all that shit for Supercross. He was like in the top 5 at one point, but then he fucking skied a triple, came down wrong, and boom, busted both his hips and legs all up and shit. And then that's why he was racing cars, because he was like, his wife wouldn't let him race anymore. He had to fucking, unless he had a roll cage or whatever. So he definitely had, he wasn't afraid, man. He definitely was a good driver.
Yeah,
A lot of
all
that carries
guys.
over, you know what I mean, from like racing motorcycle to that just that I don't know, reaction time and all that, just trusting the opportunities that are there. It all transfers over.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Uh, man, fucking got a little bit of fucking things transplanted up today. Things juggled around.
I just transplanted the Skillingtons tonight, so
I think there's a lot something about that transplant catching it right at the right moment that keeps it that some of that vigor there. I think once if you they hit the bottoms or the edges of the pots too quickly, start circling around, it really limits things. I think that's where a lot of that blueprint really does come into effect if it's a mound. But I never let them fucking get that mound up. I'm like barely, I've got some roots touching, but it's barely. You know what I mean? I'm usually counting on it to come out nice piece. Sometimes they just crumble in the hole, and if they do, I just shake it. You know what I mean? Hold it up where I need it to be, and just give it a good shake. There you go. You know, they don't go in there perfect. They don't go in there perfect. No big whoop.
I agree with you totally there. That's been my hurdle lately. Is I got well, you can probably relate to this, but where you get phenos and then you're like taking clones to keep them, and then you're still trying to decide on which ones, and then you got. But anyway, so you get more than what you're going to transplant. You know what I'm saying? Like you have more clones or whatever in 1 gallons than what you're going to transplant, and then it's like by the time you do get to transplant them, they're all overgrown from what they should have been, and like I don't know, gets you jacked up, back up in the assembly line. But I think that's where it's nice, where you just kind of run them and done, where you're not really trying to always keep, you know what I mean? If you got 4 females to pick from, you got 4 extra cuts of each one, which would really be 8, because you're probably taking 2 of each at least, just in case. And like,
I know it's a fucking cloner over there. One's empty and one's partially, mostly full. But and I've still got all Chilumbium. You know what I mean? I'm already fucking yeah, starting that process that you speak of there, taking a few for each one. Shit, I've got 3 that started flower today. Day one of the Chilumbium
no shit.
flower. Yeah,
The fuck ahead of me.
yeah,
I take clones of.
yeah. They're they're actually there's right here. There's the 3 that are sitting behind a little bit right there in the 10 gals, and that right there is my run, and that one right there is like a pine slash. Oh man, it's rubbery. I don't know. It smells good. It's really got my attention. Not just because she's from, just because she smells good. So yeah, I'm gonna take some cuts off these tomorrow and okay, probably stuff them in somewhere. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Pretty good.
So you got clones of them too already?
I took clones. They're already like 3 days in the cloner.
And you know which ones are boys and you know what the boys and the girls are? You sex them
Yeah,
already?
the very yeah. I got six females, and then I've got
Yep.
these 3 males. Boom, 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 right there. Wait, no, my bad. Only 2. Those two. Those 2 right there. These are all males, by the way. These 2 right here are my Columbia males, and these 3 right here are my Xmas males. That well, without failing this is one male. These are all got a couple of them for some reason. Fucking all in all, that front row there is all blues.
Nice. Yeah, man. I'm gonna be. I'm trying to think of how I'm gonna have to run these through. So I got the next 2 round. Well, I got 1 round in flower right now, and then the round behind it already lined up. So it'll at least be what, 3.5 months before I'd be able to flower. So I don't. Yeah, it's a little slower the way I got it set up, I guess. But I'm not rotating them in and out like singly or doubly like that either, where it's you know the whole room moves in and then that gets finished and I clean up and then move the next one in. So
What the fuck? These are down. That's the. This is. Well, almost, I'd say 85, maybe 95% back in the way things would normally be before bullshit. Before bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, basically, yeah. There's the beginning of the next rounders there. Phase two, dead center, and then as you see, they usually will come down, bump out into the phase three, which is here in front of there and over my other shoulder, the other T5. Then need be, there's actually between those tents there back in that corner, there's another stack of T5s in there. If I have to, I actually pull out that corner and fucking shove some shit back in there if I had to. But it's all that at one point it's all veg. Even though right now the little tent is a flower, that's that little light that little 1000 is in that 30 by 30 tent right there, flower. Actually doing pretty decent job for that little guy back there. I mean, it's hard to see, but it's pretty good for a little 30 by 30. What's the thing in for? But 1 amp, not even 1 amp out of the wall.
Yeah, man, you got a little crack in between. Yeah, I could fit a little tent in there. I love it.
Oh man, I was thinking today, man, because you can see there's that shelf right there, and that's a 30 by 30, and right above my head, well, right above the Buddha's there, you see the fan. That right there is that is like the exhale of the room. So like it goes through a filter that kind of goes through each tent, it sucks out, and then it goes through the 4K, and then it goes out through the roof. But during the winter months, I flip that over, and then down beneath there's a fucking an inlet where I can just that thing's actually on. You can see it; it's on straps, just like a fucking parachute. So fucking, I'll just like flip it, cheek, and then lower it down, and then it goes into a 90 that goes into the house, into like the heating ductwork, and fucking heats the house and gets forced air into the house. But I was looking at that, man, and when man, I get these other lights, man, I'll be down to 2K probably. I think I'm gonna take two down, and man, that setup may not be needed anymore. I might actually, I don't know, just run fucking filtered air in here, and maybe just run an air conditioner instead of trying to put out the air. I don't know. See how it goes. I'm already back down to where the other side of the rooms that you don't see behind here, the other tents, the LED side of things, it's back to where it's 12-12. So there's a flip flop now again instead of most everything again during the day. So I can do part of my work during the day instead of trying to fit it all in before the show and after the show and 5 minutes short.
It's nice. Yeah, dude, that you're gonna have to heat your house then too this winter. You have to like crank up the furnace.
I know. That's a definitely downside to that, isn't it? Is it cheap with it? Yeah, it's obviously been cheap. I don't know. Cheaper to run the lights and heat than to actually turn on the gas. I don't know. Maybe a couple extra cords of wood. I like to burn
Yeah.
wood. I like to chop wood still. Kind of keeps you healthy.
I don't know, man. That's a tough question if it is or not. I guess the end result, what I would think would be you're still gonna if you're gonna heat it during the lights off anyway. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're able to get rid of a heater. Is what I'm getting at. It's just how frequent is it gonna run? But I
At
changed.
that point, is it? We're gonna now light this room with a 1,000 watt light.
Well, no, but I
In the
switched.
living room.
I switched those 300 boards back to the 600-watt metal halides because the temperature or whatever. And yes, I still had to run a heater at night, but I wasn't. It wasn't even getting it up to like 75 in there with the LEDs. So I'd really had to almost run the heater all day and all night trying to. And then I would have had to, I have no way to control it, the heat. So I had one setting I could put it at, right? So if I run it so that it stays at 78, well, that's what it's going to try to stay at all night long and all that, which may not be bad. It would have just been expensive, I guess. More expensive.
Well, at that point, I would think that it would be wise, but that's only why you're there. I don't know if I would feel, oh shit, many cropper in chat. What's up?
Yeah,
That's when that's pretty. But I think at that point, wouldn't it be easier and more beneficial to run uh, like like a propane heat? You know what I mean? And plants could benefit from the off gas to the propane, and beneficial of the heat. Maybe just a low something and burning something.
no, I would. I agree. Yeah, that would, because I run on propane CO2 generator too. So, but I didn't have. I guess the place I'm at only had electric. There's no natural gas, or I would have had to set up a propane, one of the tanks and pipes or whatever. But so for the CO2 generator, I just buy one of the like grill tanks, and that pretty much lasts a week, I guess. I don't know. So it ain't too bad on that. But yeah, the heat was. I basically just got these electric garage heaters. They're fucking 7,500 watt, and I got them turned down. They turned down to like 5,500 watts. But still, if you think of it, man, that's like fucking five of those lights. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like the equivalent of running five of them fucking lights all at once.
That's how I used to. That's how I used to justify because I had with my last house, I had fucking consumers kind of hit me up like, hey, you use a lot of power. And I was like, yeah, I do, but fucking price of gas is fucking so high, and consumers didn't pipe their natural gas to me, so propane was my only option. And I wouldn't. So when consumers would call, I'd be like, yeah, fucking. I had my wood shop here. Of course, my water's fucking hot water heater's electric. Fucking, I heat with electric heat. You know what I mean? I got a heating pure. Fucking every fucking room in the house and shit. So you want to know what my fucking electric bill's at? Okay, it's until it gave me summertime. I guess vice versa. Hey, shake window shaker and every fucking window of the house. No insulation in this.
Here's the roof that's all melted off snow.
Definitely. I don't know. Yeah. Well, the way I always figured it was like one of those heat pures were pretty much equivalent to 1,000 watt light. Same thing as far as what they put out for heat and consumption. So
Yeah, it's tough, man. And like honestly, I should put in a lot more insulation. There's a lot of shit I should do too. Like that place loses heat so fast. That was the other hurdle is like trying to run the furnace all the time or whatever. So, but
Man, I tell you, I mean, that's but
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, you do what you do. Each situation is different, you know.
well, I was telling you, I'm glad that it took a minute to get things, the swing of things dialed back to where they should be right. And with the changing these bigger lights over, it's still going to be, like you're saying, somewhat of a cooling effect to the room yet. So I'm glad I didn't go out and buy a fucking. I was so close to either going and buying a good sized window shaker or a good size like fucking portable. You know what I mean? And just kind of hooking it into the exhale there. As far as that hot air coming out of that thing. But oh, I'm so glad I did, man. It is. It is like, well, right now it's. I can't even see. 79 and 50. You know what I mean? So, and it's 55 degrees outside.
I was just gonna ask,
And,
what's your outside temp though?
yeah, it's 55, and that's where the cool air is coming from. Yes, I did, dial some of the lights back so they're running during the day, but all that cooling air comes from filtered air that comes out. It's filtered as it comes in, then it goes into the lung room, and then it's filtered when it comes into this. And that's how, it normally runs. And I looked at next week, man, up here, man, high temperatures, 72, 75 degrees up here all next week. There's actually, I see 149 day up here. I was like, see, I'm so glad I didn't run out and spend that cash for that panic moment there. If I would have been on point a little bit beforehand, I would have probably avoided the whole, heat mess anyways. At worst, even with the heavy lights on the prior years, at worst, I was like 10 degrees hotter than it was outside. And, so if it running at night, if it was fucking 75, during the night temperatures, I was sweating in here at 85 1 or 2 days. And that's not terrible. I mean, that's borderline high, I think, is with HI with the HPS lights, but not terrible.
Yeah,
Not terrible. As long as the leaves are moving and, got water, not terrible.
dude, that is a slick trick for checking with the temp gun, with checking the leaf temperature. I know we talked about that before, where you're looking at them, but if your plant's in distress, that fucking like the you'll go down the row. Like I go down a row and say they're baselining at 80-degree temperature or whatever. You go all of a sudden, boom, there's one that's 82. Check the pot, fucking that's the dry pot. You know what I mean? Like I can find them super quick that way now. So it's a neat trick, I guess. But it's something interesting. So like if a plant's really transpiring well, it's going to be slightly lower than what the room temp is because of evaporation. The leaf temp should be. So if it's so it's at room temp or even above, that's kind of an indicator that it ain't doing a thing. You know, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, don't have to water and sleep there. It makes good sense. It makes good sense. I've never thought of it or never tracked that, but I can see how it makes sense. How you use it. It makes real good sense.
Yeah, I don't think it's a way you can diagnose anything, but gosh, man, out of a row of plants, it's a real quick way to identify the one that needs your attention. That's all. You know.
I usually can tell for me, as far as water goes, is I can tell by the top of the soil, you know, what the top of the soil looks like, the color of it, and how well. If it needs to be watered, if it don't, I can tell just by the shade of the dirt. It's not
Yeah.
too dark, but too good, light color. Get there, definitely white, white. Step one.
Still, man, it's one of the most basic and simplest things, but it's still like every time, like the more I look into stuff, the more it comes back to how critical proper watering is. You know what I mean? And people say that, and I say that, and it's still something that it's like just getting your head around it is a continual process sometimes. You know, so I don't know. This is funny. It's funny how it all like you get complex with it all, but then it all just comes back to well, you got to keep it watered right, and everybody fucking told you that already. It's like, oh, okay, makes sense now. But okay.
I find the girls eat a little bit different now since they're in soil. They don't necessarily all want to be watered. When in cocoa, in the rough cocoa, you could force days of water. You know what I mean? You can't overwater cocoa. You can't overwater
I forgot you
cocoa.
got half of them switched over. That's right.
Fuck, I'd say they're better than half now. I'd say we're taking around 80%. We're around 80% in dirt right now. Veggie Dew is what I've been using a lot lately. You know, them three. I was happy with the M3. I don't like the vermiculite in the M3 or the perlite. I don't. I don't like either product. You know, uh, but it's heavy in both for the M3. Then I tried the flower dew, and that seemed to be like too hot. You know, I had some burning in the first stages of it took off fine, and then when roots kind of really reached out, got into it, it burned a little bit, just a little bit, not too bad. But the veggie dew seems to be a little bit different of a recipe, but it seems to be less of a problem. It seems to be happy all the way through so far. Been using that.
That's cool.
I'm actually getting ready to take down round 2 of the fucking earth boxes, which you know.
You flip shit so quick, man. That's awesome.
But they don't veg in there for too quick. You know what I mean? They did. So, and again, I'm gonna keep them the way they are. I'm gonna do exactly what I did the last time. I'm gonna put some compost on top. I'm gonna I'm gonna rake everything over. Kind of loosen everything up, and then put compost back on top. Start again. So far, so good.
There you go.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, if they went well for you, right? I mean, there wasn't.
The only thing I would think I did more, you're on your own, with the not doing raw on top there. This is the way you want to call it. I didn't see ill effects, but I don't know. There was definitely a yield difference in 1 to 2. But though, with that being said, I think there was one I put 2 plants in, and they did. I'm looking at them right now. They did decent, not great, but the one that did had just the 1 plant in it seemed to do a little bit of better than the other one did. No, and I didn't put no EM1 in there. Run boy 7426. I just like I said, water. I didn't even no microbes or nothing. I just shot it right down. But so I didn't use the top, but I still watered that way. It worked well. I actually went same thing. I could kind of tell without even looking at the pipe. I'm like, yeah, things are getting dry. I could get to know, but I think I could have probably benefited a little bit more. I probably could have got a little bit more root activity if I would have put a top or top cover on there. So.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a learning curve. If anything, I would like for the third flip at least. I would put maybe some of that lime in there, just because I think they tend to trend more in the lower of a pH, but and it gets calcium back in there, but it might help. You may want
Well, they didn't show deficiencies. You know what I mean? Like completely different strains. I gotta say that too. They're
to.
completely
Okay.
different strains. I can't. It's hard to judge because the ones that were in there now were more leaky. You know what I mean? They were near the bushes that were running them before. And again, them things probably fucking depleted the boxes a little bit. There was good sized girls over in the boxes. Cheers, Buddha boy. How you doing?
So, man,
Doing real fine. Hey, I just wanted to get a chance to be on with my big hero Smiley, because you know he's not only a fucker, he's a lucky fucker. And that's no, I really have a lot of respect for you, Smiley. I just want you to know that.
thanks,
You
man.
you know, I know if we lived around the block, we'd be smoking a doobie on the porch or whatever. But
All right.
it's like this, a little bit of distance, but you have the Alaskan connection too, and um, I have nothing but respect. You just had your daughter graduate the other day, and she did it. She has a nice baby or grandchild, and it's a lot to be proud of there.
Yeah, thanks, man. I am. I'm real proud of her. She's a good mom, and he's healthy, and she's doing her thing, So, and she's not super like I don't know. I remember when I graduated, like you have your open house. You're probably planning one too. Your son graduated. Congrats on that too. But the
Thank you.
like I remember when I graduated, you're like everybody's. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go to college? What are you gonna do? And I just kind of ran it by her because I know she's gonna have to answer that, and she just I don't know, do whatever comes. It's kind of like she wasn't even stressed about it. So I don't know. It's cool. She's real mature about it. So
Well, I'm happy for you because it's like this. We get pressed along by the whatever it is in life that pushes us along, our career or our aspirations or making the mortgage or, whatever. But the thing is that time goes real quickly. And just about the time, you have your graduate, and you just realize that really the art to life and living isn't speeding up. It may, in fact, be slowing down.
yep.
And you know that.
Yeah, but you don't know that when you're graduating. You know what I mean? That's why I give her a little credit because she's kind of got a mature outlook on it too. So that's cool.
Right on. Hey, I have a question about that high Mac Skywalker cross.
Yeah,
Did you find that to be newt sensitive a little bit?
I just have them going right now. They're probably I don't know a foot tall or whatever. So um, I don't know too much about it. I guess I haven't seen them to
Well,
be.
they're only newt sensitive if you give them too many newts. Okay, that's the answer.
Okay.
But once they get off their rocker, it's hard to kind of get their balance going again. So my idea would be to just go a little moderate because they must have some sensitive sativa genes in there somewhere.
It might be to be. I mean, to be totally honest, Buddha Boy. The reason I'm trying to make that is because I, I'm not a breeder by any means, but I like this Skywalker cut, and it has something funky about it. She's just not. She's a bitch. She's not easy to grow at all. It's not easy to clone or none of that. So that's why I've taken a couple males and trying to cross to it just to try to
Hmm.
see if I can get something that'll come out. And then when I don't know when we did the giveaways, I just packed them in there for the hell of it. You know what I mean? So it was all just kind of for fun. So
I have experience with the Skywalker. It was probably DNA seeds, and DNA genetics, and that was feminized or whatever. And um, those were typical of a lot of the weed I grew at the time. Was kind of exotic cushes, but kind of low yielding, but of pretty good quality. And then I had the rare dankness cross with that, which was like rare dankness 2 crossed with Skywalker, and it's called Star Killer. and I found that to be a little more powerful. So probably I would imagine, because there's a little bit of room with the Skywalkers, I had it anyway, for that strength, and that was very complementary. Whatever they bred into it, the RD2, their proprietary Kush, one of them. Anyway, point being, I guess I like this stuff, and I probably went overboard with the newts on this round, but I'll certainly grow a few more out.
Yeah, it happens. It's easy to do. That's the thing. It's really easy to tip the scale either way.
It's organic, but somehow I use, this will be a lesson to anybody out there, just kind of as a discussion. You can overdo it with organics. Sometimes you're just being loose-handed, maybe shooting from the hip, and maybe you introduce something new to the mix, maybe something that you're not aware of the long-term effects or whatever could possibly happen with it. So you throw in maybe a cup of that, and maybe that's like twice as much as you need. And then you do it like another 3 or 4 times before you realize that's what you're doing. And then the whole rest of the time you're going to be trying to make up for that deficiency. Whereas I just say, you're really better off just moving forward and, letting it take the hit. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. It's a vicious circle is a little bit of what I was saying.
Yeah, it can be. That is, I will say, that is one downfall with like doing the organics or top dressing is you kind of, you don't have as much mid-race change-up ability sometimes. You realize stuff 2 weeks afterward, and then you're like, any adjustment you're making is a little bit out of there. I will say that you can make some adjustment with foliar, but if you're over newts, it's kind of hard,
I'm not worried about it, but when I look at Eagle's garden, Eagle's been getting his all tuned up like the race car, and you've got yours just looking beautiful as can be, and me, I've just got 2 plants under a lamp right now and the ready for some others to go in there. But it's like this, I kind of feel like maybe I'm the underachiever.
No, man. We're all figuring it out. Eagle's the old, he's got all the experience, so.
I agree.
Start talking about, you'd be like, oh, I have that off here in the side, these old lights, and
That's funny. I was talking about the graveyard. There's still graveyard. Look, there's still stacks up there.
Yeah.
LEDs and shit. I got too many of them. I've got too many lights.
It's stupid
if
how
they weren't such old shit, it's like you get stuck with it. Because what do? We've talked about this before. I almost feel, even though they're good lights, they'll grow fucking weed, they're not the new shit. You know what I mean? I almost feel guilty for like putting somebody back in time to try to give them the light. You know what I mean? Here you go. Here's a grow experience from fucking 10 years ago. Anything that you can get from the grow store these days will probably be better than that. What a gift. That's the way I kind of see that shit. But I have a hard time just chucking the shit out.
Well, Eagle, you're my second hero on this wormhole that I get to talk to. So it's like this. You're cool as the polar bear's toenails, You've heard that one before. But it's like this. I'm so glad to see that you got out a little bit this weekend, maybe did something, It
wasn't a bad weekend. I got out a little bit for wrong and right reasons, I guess. It was a good weekend. It was good weekend. Entertaining. It was a very entertaining weekend.
Well, you did a bang up show last night with Mean Gene, and I think that the community is the better for it. We all had some entertainment even, he led us on some of his exploits, and that was really cool to hear, and I felt like we were all just kind of along for the ride. But thanks for having him come on to your show. What an honor, huh?
Huge honor, huge honor. I was actually retelling some of that story today to a good friend of mine that I seen. I was like, man, just gonna have to go back and watch. It was a good story. It was a good story. Great guest. Very thankful. Very thankful for the experience.
Well, Mean Gene is kind of a breeder's breeder, so to speak. So, as even if you're a wannabe breeder or aspiring breeder or whatever you call it, when he comes onto your radar, he kind of piques your sensibilities in ways that you may never have thought about. You guys both know what I'm talking about. The
Yeah.
taste, the terps, and what I love about him is his confidence. I know he's a humble man because I've heard interview where he talked about his upbringing, and you know, it's not easy for anybody, you know what I mean? But he has real drive and intelligence, and I really feel proud of the man. And even if I never grow one of his plants, and I'd like to, of course, I would feel proud of the guy.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. I kind of hunted down getting some genetics from him just because of that. He like you listen to some of the discussions on the breeder panels and stuff, and like the info he throws out there about like certain stem rubs and just the knowledge he has about the plants that he's breeding, it's unreal, and what he can tell you about them, it's really cool. So actually, that's I got a male of his sky cuddler Kush F3. That's what I'm pollen chucking with right now for that reason, because I know, what I mean. I feel like he's a guy that's done a lot of work, and he actually puts the info out there too. So like, I know what I can look for in the males, and I know what they can, what he sees when he breeds with them. He actually puts some of that info out there, so it's kind of cool to know what it's gonna, you know, have an idea, I guess, of what, as a beginner, to find a good male is like the hardest part, is what I've heard anyway. So
He's pretty influential, wouldn't you say, just in the circles that we speak of, other breeders, tastes and ways of conducting themselves and business practices and all of that. Seems like he's kind of like an independent guy too, so that's respectable, I guess.
most definitely. Yeah, and I did hit him up too. So I just said what I told him what I had in mind, and just said, I just want to make sure it's cool. I'm not gonna step on toes. His reply was, "Fuck yeah, make as many fucking seeds as you can, man." He's like, "Make F4s, F5s, fucking do all kinds of crazy shit with it. Fucking hit everything you can with it, and whatever." So I thought that was just a fucking cool response, especially when you hear some of the back and forth shit and on the shit side of the industry or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like somebody that like takes it that far and they don't care, you know what I mean? Like, whatever.
He's a classy guy. That's all I have to say. I mean, and if I was ever to be half as cool as that, I'd probably go far in this world, but I'm not that cool.
Yeah.
But hats off to him anyway. And Eagle, that's got to be like it goes up there with the Kevin Jodry type of interviews, the Indra interviews, the top notch ones. So I just say I'm glad to see that you know it must be a challenge, that your skills are, rising to the occasion.
Man, it's been a great year, man. Talk about being able to check off some great conversations that I've always wanted to have that I never thought I'd be able to have. I've got to, I've got to cross off quite a few of them this year, man. Kevin Jodry, man, I've been, as far as like that name, that gentleman there. I've been on a couple of good conversations with him. He even tagged me along with the fucking GR420 community video there. I was just kind of mediator in that. He's like, "We coming, right?" And I'm like, "Really?" I was like, he's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." I was like, "No shit, that's pretty fucking cool." So yeah, me and Gene is definitely up there with Mr. Joetry and the rest of them. Indra, that's another one too, man. Hopefully, I'd seen him in chat. Hopefully, he's still in chat. That's another one. Yeah, well, the Indra episodes, man. He's got so much, not just cannabis experience, but hash experience, life experience, and for my benefit, my luck, he's got unfortunately the bad internet connection. So most times he's audio only. So if it's if, when it's audio only on the interviewee side, I try to go the same, especially when it's Indra, because man, people are all into the story and shit. The last thing I want people to see, because it'll be his voice with my video. You know what I mean? Me just going, staring, for 3 hours. So that's usually I just and that's what's usually going on behind when my background's up is that's what I'm doing, man. I'm just sitting here fucking almost Indian style, sitting here with a joint, man. I'm hanging on his every word, man. He's definitely one of my favorite Indians there. And I'd love for him to come back. He needs to come back. He was licensed for that garden this year, and he told us he was going to come back, talk technique with us, and he's yet to come back on, tell us how the garden's going this year. Hopefully, it's going well. I mean, he did have that setback with the skateboarders, but um, hopefully all is well, and he's able to get things going in the ground on time. So
Get enough
hopefully
rabbits.
he's in chat. Yeah. Is he sourcing his own? I never got to ask you.
I don't know.
Rabbit shit.
I love that story though. But yeah, I would imagine if it sounded like it was an ongoing thing. Somebody or whatever.
I love how he speaks of scaling up, like he's worked with the perfume industry and people like that. So he has a commercial sensibility and a can-do type of, maybe it's a spirit of a little bit past century, so back maybe when he was coming up, there were more people who had that spirit of innovation and productivity and things like that. But him being a physician, and him volunteering like in a children's hospital in India for over a decade, I believe, or 9 years or something like that. I've talked to him about it, or I've mentioned it before to him, and that's just like the heart of your life, to give. When he was like recovering maybe from some wounds too. He was wounded a little bit in Vietnam. I'm just saying, shrapnel or whatever it was. It wasn't good, and I just love his story of how he found cannabis, and that he tells of the cannabis he found in that instance, and it's like this, everybody's like, you say, on the edge of their seats.
Yeah. When he's loading in, what was that, 500 gallons of fucking butane or something the one time she was talking about in the bar, and they're like, yeah.
I love the can do. I mean, what did he say? Like 20,000 things he's extracted shit from. You know what I mean? That's a can do attitude right there. Just look at something going. I think I strip it down to its basic shit. That's pretty cool.
He's probably forgot more than people
I
know.
see you.
Right.
Welcome, Modern.
Choose Mom Genetics. Happy with your chat.
Keep the buds in.
Another really cool dude right here in the wormhole.
Good boy. What's up?
Just
Are you
waiting
ready
for
for me
you
to
to.
come down? You ready for me to come to Alaska?
Absolutely, man. Make it next month or whenever. August. It starts getting dark and cold by September. Not cold, cold, but I
It
mean,
looks like you're cold right now.
no. I'm just there's mosquitoes outside, so if you make a dash outside, you want to maybe not have them get down your ass because eventually you'll get all itchy and irritable.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna come. It's gonna be pretty soon.
Shit, man,
It
Just
it's
looked
give
beautiful there, those pictures.
amazing.
the interior is very sunny. It's kind of like known for its kind of extremes. In the winter, it can be really dark and cold, and then the summertime, you can have maybe only a handful of 80-degree days, but you can have that. And I think the extreme of temperature has been like in this area or this region, like maybe 100 above and maybe like 70 below or 74 below or something like that. I'm just saying the range is extreme, and it doesn't hit those margins very often.
Yeah, you're pretty far north too. Do you? I gotta ask though. Do you is like moose poop? Is that like a fertilizer for you guys up there? Is that legit? Because I know they like fucking make necklaces out of it and shit like that. They sell them to tourists
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Well, in fact, it is legit. I don't think many people use it, but there's a University of Alaska, maybe Fairbanks, maybe Anchorage study on the nitrogen value of. Uh, there's a difference between the winter poo and the summer poo because of the diet. So I forget what the ratios are, but if you put in moose, nugget, pellet, whatever, poop, fertilizer, it is an amendment that you could use in, say, a compost tea. And as a matter of fact, if I come across any, I'm not going to go looking, but it's like this. I probably got some right on my property.
yeah,
um, I'll try that. Why not? I mean, as a top dressing, maybe I think it'd be nice. It's very cleanish. It's kind of like sawdusty.
they're pellets though, right? They're almost like a pellet, like a goat
Yeah,
would.
they're oval, like a little mini Easter egg.
Huh.
They're really fascinating.
Especially for such a big animal like that too. You'd think they, you know what I mean? You'd think they just leave a pile, but I don't know. It's funny.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and this is the truth. You don't want to try to fend off some mother moose with a broomstick, and you're not going to get out of the way quick enough for her to not charge at you. And if she doesn't get you, well, it's only because she was just being good. I'm just saying they're actually huge animals. They're kind of fierce. It's like they use those hooves as kind of like to fend off wolves and things like that, predators. And like any other animal, they have kind of like their specialty, way of dealing with things. And so me as a human being, I show them respect, although they're just as tame as a cow out in the yard. If they're just sitting there eating the willow brush, or they're not going to hurt you or anything. So people do eat them. So they're big. They're big as like a horse, or they're big.
Yeah. Are they big as like a Clydesdale horse, man? The ones I saw.
Shit. Maybe there's 900 pounds of meat on them. Maybe there's something like that. I don't know.
I bet you there's more than that. They, but yeah, I don't know. They are gentle. They're majestic. That's for sure. They're cool, but don't want one mad.
Did you guys not learn anything last night? You did not should approach any kind of forest animals unless tripping on some type of psilocybin. So you more one with the nature.
That's
It's on a level playing field.
A playing field.
lesson straight from Mean Gene.
I was actually listening to a fucking book on Fungi today, and there was a couple of different animals. One was an ant, but there was another couple of animals. they cited in the book there that actually use the same chemicals that mushroom produce there to defend themselves during like an attack. So basically, they bit them, then they injected them with what is it, a psilocybin, right? That's in the mushrooms on the trail, and kind of made their prey like delirious, so they could attack or run away. And they never really realized that anything but like the mushrooms could produce it. They never thought like the animal body could produce it. But yeah, they found it in a couple of species of ants and a few different animals as their defense mechanism. I was like, wow, that's fucking pretty crazy. Never heard of shit like that.
I learn more as an adult, and even as I get older, it would go without saying, but it's like this about scientific things, whether it's insects, whether it's the systems that are related to cannabis growing, especially with this living soils and plant medicines and things like this. It's hard to discuss these things without touching foot in pretty serious science if you choose to, right?
Yeah, you can get carried away in it if you want.
It's interesting to me. It may not pertain to me because it's like this. I may not be that advanced, but it's I tend towards simplicity because it's like this right now. I realize, truthfully, even on the best day, I can only juggle 3 objects for about 3 seconds before they all fall on the ground.
Yeah. No, I try to. I mean, I don't know, man. I guess looking back on it, it's more just like I'm I'm curious. You know what I mean? So like certain things are like, well, what does fucking calcium do? And then you get kind of on that rant for a little while until you get your head around what that does. And I don't know. Some seems like it goes in stages. You can't just swallow it all in one swoop. You know, it's like an 8-year process or whatever. Like in certain shit you can't read about. You almost gotta experience. You know, it's like somebody can tell you about riding a skateboard, but until you're really riding the skateboard, you don't really. That's where you learn the fastest. You know what I mean? Like,
It's kind of like we're farmers and we have like a cooperative. We're trying to share our information for the greater good. It's not really a profit venture, although people can make their ends meet however they choose to, but the higher the quality, the more efficiently it's produced. All of those things are pertinent to everybody, from the home grower to the guerrilla grower to the commercial grower to the corporate grower. I'm just saying, everybody has a bottom line, and the plant has a lot to offer. So if we complicate it too much, I think that's like when our systems like start crushing us, but
it's true. It's always when it goes wrong, push it.
seems like it. I mean, because as far as I can tell, the productivity of today, and an average operation of any sort is pretty high. I mean, there's no reason to like really get crazy about it. But like when I was coming up, if you heard of like a 2-pound a light venture, that was like, whoa, like I forget how many watts per freaking gram, but it's like this. You end up if you do hear this, I keep hearing people say 3 pounds. I'm like, dude, go for it. I mean, if that's your thing, I mean, if that's the quality, it produces quality buds, that's about as good as it gets, but that's not, I have a hard time managing even a small modest output, truthfully. And I was better when I had a little more skin in the game, so to speak, because I had deadlines and people to please. But take that out of the equation, and I'm about as slow as a snail.
Well, So, but some of that stuff, man, you got to keep in mind too. It's like if you were gonna start playing golf, I mean, you're not gonna go fucking Tiger Woods drove it. You know what I mean? He can drive it this far and he plays it. You know, that's what kind of what a lot of that gets compared to. Where like, yeah, there's guys that are maxing out hitting numbers that you'd say bullshit to. You know what I mean? But they're operating at such a level that there's everything's so precise for them. I mean, it's and they're so skilled at what they're doing and knowledgeable. They're
Yeah.
studying it. They're, you know what I mean? And it's like the facilities they're doing that in. It's not. I mean, it's way different than what you're in a basement, you know, or in a tent or whatever. It's, so
My hat's off to them, truthfully, when you present it like that, because it's like this. I have a love of the plant, you know, respect for growers, you know, and I'm wary of the industry, but it's like this um, productivity and, you know, horticulture, you know, as an art, you know, that's what it's about. So you think about Holland and you see those great big complexes of greenhouses, and you realize there's something beautiful going on there.
yeah, I love seeing those shots in the greenhouses where they like Brandon Rust will do that all the time, where he runs down the aisle, just gorgeous plants, dude, wall to wall. So cool.
Man,
Well,
it'd be
part of
nice
the
to fucking just grow in like a room type environment. Just a room type environment, much less like the fucking greenhouse and shit, man. And it'd be nice to be in a room again, period.
personally, I think a light depth would be an awesome thing to have, and I could almost envision like buying a lot dedicated to that, you know, or a couple of them, and have them kind of, you know, because you know there's something beautiful about the amount of sunlight that Alaska has. It gets up to about 23 point something hours of daylight here around the 21st of June, and you know if you could work with that window of you could probably get several crops in the summer. I think if you played it correctly. So just a thought.
Yeah. How does that work in Alaska? Do you guys for commercial facilities, is it hard to get licensed, or is there real tight rules on that? Or
You know, there are not tight rules within a certain aspect. So, example, like there are two licenses that are available for what would be called the craft grower, and one I believe is 500 square feet and under. Maybe one is up to I might have my numbers wrong, but maybe over that. Um, the amount it costs to get in, uh, you have to have, you know, inspections, security, all that stuff. I think you could probably get in for like maybe 20K or something like that, which doesn't sound like much, but it's a very competitive market. So I'm not saying that like if I did that, I could probably swing it, but a lot of people have tried to do this like any other market, and maybe they've uh, them and their buddies may have put their retirement into this or something like that, and it doesn't pan out. So what I'm saying is that the challenges of going scaling up from a say a home grow to a even small craft grow is a challenge for some people. Um, so and if is it hard? No. If you wanted to do it, I think you could definitely do it. Your skills would be a factor.
yeah, set up and all that. No, that's
Yeah.
cool. It was just kicking off when I was there. I think some of the first ones had opened in Anchorage, so it was kind of interesting. Sorry, you go ahead, cut you off.
Oh, you brought up something I was just getting ready to ask, though. Basically, is it, well, can you guys like exchange? Can I come buy your license, basically? And it's rather than coming and applying for my own. some states, there's only so many licenses. California, I believe, is like that. There's so many licenses are, put out there, and then you have to buy and sell from each other, basically. Versus, so is that the way Alaska is? Could it be easier for somebody to come in and just, buy a failing license, grow versus, me coming in, applying, and going through the red tape of setting up, keyword setting up, and jumping through the hoops? Uh, is that possible there?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually read the statutes again, because it's been several years since I've read it. But I believe that is possible, but the transference would be one thing, you being vetted and maybe seen as an in-state holder of a license might be another thing, because I don't think you can have an outside licensee buying out a license. But if you were a citizen of the state of Alaska, I think you could easily do that. I don't know why, but it is like this. I think that's the way it is. And then also, I don't think that there is a limit to the number of licenses. I think that what most people were afraid of is that the law would be changed for better or worse, locking some people in and locking some people out. Which case, it would be nice to have a smallest of interest if you're looking at the long term, even just, example, like, I don't know where producing seeds comes into this, but, if you had a venture for that type of thing, could that even get licensed?
There's guys doing it though, like AK Beam Brains up there, and so, and I know Alaska's had, you guys have had like the longest running like medical or marijuana law in America or whatever. That was a tongue twister, but I know you guys have had that legal for a long time, like personal use or whatever.
Eagle, have you had Jeff Lowenfels on your program?
Hell yeah.
I knew that. That's why I asked it. He drafted the legislation in 1975, Jeff Lowenfels, that was passed by the Alaska Supreme Court, guaranteeing us our right to possess, produce, and gift cannabis. And it was called the Irwin Raven decision. And so, as Alaska's greenest attorney, I think that's what he calls himself sometimes, or something like that, Jeff Lowenfels contributed a lot to the history of cannabis, really. So he didn't come out of nowhere. He's always had a interest in it, I think. So
That is so cool, actually. It's super.
Happy 420.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks, you got it ready. Ooh, little lost, but ready. Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Happy 420. Man, I don't know why the 420 episode is like, I don't know. It's like one of those things, like almost like a milestone, like turning 50 or some shit. 420, that episode, there's that pressure there for me, man. I'm dragging my feet on fucking getting to 420 for some reason. I actually thought tonight, like, because I was like, on the fence about going live. I had some shit to do, but I was wanting to hang out. And I was like, there's a little voice in the back of my head. It was like, if you don't go live tonight, you'll be one less, you'll still be that less close to 420. And I was like, right. Because I was typing into 415, and I was like, man, I'm getting fucking close. I'm ready for 420.
You should be excited.
Hey, Brittany Teasley, Alaskan. She enjoyed our shout out. She enjoys freedom that our Alaskan Constitution guarantees her. Cheers.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't know that Lowenfels helped write that. That's cool as shit.
It's a small world.
It is, man. No, I honestly, that dude's been what is it? He's written in the Anchorage newspaper like every week for whatever decades. Like never missed a week or anything. Like that in itself is fucking amazing too. So he's definitely an interesting.
I said that to him, and that's no bullshit. That right there, what he just said, smiling, was one of the things that kept me going throughout the day after day after the day after the day. Even before I did this, when I was kind of doing the other gig, I had that same mentality, man. You don't show up, you claim your box. Somebody else is gonna fucking claim that fucker for you, so you might as well fucking show up. And it was all because of that right there, what you said to Jeff Lowenfels. I heard him say that one day, about his picture being in the paper. If I don't fucking write that article, they're going to put somebody else's picture in that box. So, show up.
Yeah, actually, I remember reading his gardening articles long before I was, a gardener of any sort, just because it's in the paper and there's a little article about how to use moose poop or whatever. I think he actually, truthfully, if you look that up, you may come up with something he wrote.
Okay.
For sure. Be honest with you, I still hear that voice when I don't show up. When I don't show up, I'm like, I hear the voice going, there's another box going right now. And I'm like, shut up. Shut up, boys.
We lost modern shit.
Maybe he just stayed.
I think he's in the.
I was hoping to hear some of his racing stories. He said he was a roller skate racer, so I want to hear some of them. Yeah, last lap passes or whatever, however that works.
Here he comes. I was going to ask you sometime, Smiling. Now probably isn't the time that you need to respond to this, but about your car racing exploits, because I'm the guy who loves rally, F1, IndyCar, really just about anything, but it's like this. I like to drive my car fast.
Yeah.
Over Frosty's,
Yep.
What's your?
Go ahead.
I'm going to ask. What's your personal drive? What's your personal whip? What do you drive?
I have a 2007 GMC pickup truck with like 330,000 miles on it. That's all kind of rusty. That's my downfall. Whether I was planning on keeping it to 500, it's like 580,000 or something is to the moon and back. So I wanted to be like, I drove my truck to the moon and back, but I don't think I'm gonna make it there. She's rusty. So, but I've had it since 2008. So.
That's an amazing. You need an award. They give you a medal for something like that. I think you're from Michigan, right? Isn't that what they do? You hit 300K with your engine. That's like a big deal.
Yeah, it's the original engine too. So, but I was a mechanic, man. So I used to baby the shit out of that thing. Should get fluid changes all the time, or bored or whatever. So, yeah. But nothing. I don't know. I'm not I don't drive fast on the road really now. I'm grandpa, man.
I think you're better off that way, and I know that if you ever are in a racing car situation, you probably err on the side of better judgment.
Oh, you get me on a track, I'll rip some shit up still. We got a pretty fast go-kart track around here. It's an indoor one. They're not super fast. They make you wear a helmet and shit though, and you got to be like 16 to drive them. So they're faster than the average one, I guess. But It was kind of funny because everybody will talk shit, and then it's like, yeah, we go out there and it's not the same as what I thought it was gonna be. It's kind of funny.
That sounds like a challenge, Miley.
Yeah, it might be.
Okay.
And, I was
We'll have
working
to
as
do
a
that.
sales
Have to
rep.
make that happen.
That was their end of the month thing. Is the sales manager was like, he used to race cars too or something. So he's all, yeah, we're gonna do this, indoor karting thing or whatever. And it was like, he's like, yeah, I don't know, smoked them all. It was kind of funny. I'll rip some shit up on a track still, but I don't know. On the road, I don't try to get pulled over. That's the biggest thing. It seems like every time
the street one.
that's when you see them. Yeah.
Modern. Is it
Yep.
true you were a roller skate racer?
Yep.
Yeah, I want to hear about this roller skating exploit.
That's why I started roller skating. The first started racing was go to roller skate. I used to go to the racetracks every Friday night. My parents would go to the racetrack. I'd play underneath the grandstands and grew up fucking at the racetrack. Always loved racing.
Cool.
So I raced everything.
Well,
I could race.
Roller derby, is that the one
now
where
you,
you wear the tights and you can like do WWF moves and shit? Is that the one?
I never wore no tights or anything. This is like a rowdy round racing.
What's the one that?
speed skate.
It's beat and bang too.
No, the one where they like there's teams and they like I don't know, they like.
Oh, roller derby.
Yeah, isn't that what you said?
Isn't that roller derby? No, I used to no. No, I used to. It was speed racing.
Okay.
So you race around a track, basically, but not like that. Not like you beat and bang like that. No,
Okay.
that was like it wasn't going fast. It was going trying to go as fast as you can.
Is it banked?
No,
Is the track banked? Okay.
Just like at a regular, roller skating ring. They set up pylons and you fucking raced, and I did that for a couple years till I got a bicycle. Once I got a bicycle and I was doing other things, I was like, oh, let's move on from this. But it was fun.
Yeah, it looks fun. I actually went to school with a guy that was like super into that all through school, and there was I don't think he ever made it up to like the Olympic thing or anything, but there was a girl that was a couple years under us that actually did go and skate in the Olympics or whatever.
It's hard.
Blades.
They fucking fly, dude.
Somebody said
Speed skates?
Yeah. Fly.
That's demanding.
Yeah.
There have been world champion bicycle racers who were world champion speed skaters. So in other words, they're top notch. You know that.
Well, your legs.
I'd almost put you on a challenge. You threw out that challenge to Smile. I'd almost challenge you to a race there, Modern Genetics, because I hate to say it, but that was also a guilty pleasure of mine. I was actually skating. I was on skates not so long ago. I hate to say it, but
really?
I He's already warmed up and shit.
I got some skates with white lightnings on them, with some white lightnings.
It's going down.
You know what white lightnings are? I still got skates.
Bring them with you next event. Bring them with you. We're seeing this. We're gonna take bets.
Speaking of events,
Roller Haven, Grand Blanc, Michigan, this summer.
Racing. I don't lose. Love racing.
Funny though,
guys. I don't want you to get
rent the place and make it a smoking
basketball or baseball. I don't watch it.
Can one of you just mail the other like an ounce of weed and call it even? Because it's like this. I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Right.
Like, you know, like what are you gonna do? Put on your roller
don't get
skates
hurt. Well, they
and
do,
your
it's
blue
okay.
jeans and go
You're gonna go.
skating down the roller rink?
They're gonna go so fast, and then I'll be like, "Oh fuck, cramp! Oh my back!" Fighting each other for the end, crawling across the finish.
Just one of us just sails right off into the corner. Ah! Flip right over. Need a fucking ambulance.
Yeah.
Totally tragic.
I can't imagine it going any other way than catastrophic. I mean, I could see like Smiley's leg going left and then right, and then his ball smacking on the pavement.
Oh, I'm not racing. I'm setting it up. I have nothing to do with the racing. I'm the promoter. I'm the promoter of the event.
We'll race the go-karts. We'll do that.
I'll do that one. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, dude. Next time you're up in the area, we'll go hit it up. I think Mondays are closed. It's the only day.
I want to wear. I want to wear the wrestling costume.
We'll live stream it on IG.
That is funny shit.
I'm ready to do it.
Well, here's the Eagle, the referee.
You don't need no referee. Who's going to
Need a whistle. No whistle. I don't want to play. I think that's fun. See what happened. I'll tell you the truth. I harvested a couple of plants like last week, and I don't have herbs here now. But I went and shook the little bags, and one of them that had the least amount of bud in it, but some really prima bud. I took a couple of those little ones off the bottom of the branch, you know, and I smoked them. And it's so nice to have fresh bud. I'm just saying, you know, and strong bud. So that's where we're at. It ain't putting me to sleep.
Yeah,
you're fucking hilarious.
More of a head high.
I don't usually take stuff so early, so it's nice to have that up high with some of these polyhybrid Kush type of things. If you let them go too long, they're nice, but it's like this, you might actually miss something.
I can actually see fucking Modern being pulled behind the go-kart on the skates as Chad Westport's kind of waiting out
So,
Maybe we need an Olympiad, like a multi-sport Olympiad.
I'm not racing roller skates though. I just twisted my knee, man. I'm not doing shit like that. There ain't no way.
Go-kart or roller skates.
I think Chad Westport said he's volunteering for the bobsled team.
That'd be fun too.
Shopping carts.
Do that. I used to go skiing, snow skiing. Yeah. Just see how fast I can go down.
There's actually a ski run behind my house, but it's so bizarre. You have to take school buses to get to the top of the mountain. And I didn't like that experience too much. So as odd as it is that I live at a place that has kind of a miniature ski run, if we want to go skiing, we go about 20 miles from here to another place that has an odd ski place. It's that you ski down into the bowl and then you take the chairlift up. you just ski down and then you take a chairlift up. It's kind of fun. But my kids are into that quite a bit because you know how kids are. But me, I don't mind staying at home and just chilling. I mean, I can go ski, but it's like this when I let it hang out or go for it. I'm probably risking more than just my ass.
Yeah.
You know, my headphones are possibly my ears could be fucking with me, but I could have swore you said we do it a little different here. You fucking ski down the hill to a bull. And I was like, holy shit, that's fucking crazy skiing here. You got a fucking angry bull at the bottom of the hill and shit. Skiing down into.
Oh boy. Language is funny that way though, because it's like this. It makes perfect sense when you're visualizing it, or could it be like a bull moose or anything? But no, it's kind of a bowl, like a valley or whatever, kind of a concave type of situation. And neither of the places is very extreme, but at the one place I can go down runs that could actually break my leg because I use old skis and I get scared halfway down the run, so you got to stop there and it's really hard to get going again. Anybody who's downhill ski would know that. So
I
I
never
don't ski, but I think there should honestly be a sport where fucking they have contestants like an X game kind of thing where they ski down the fucking hill to like a fucking herd of fucking angry bulls. Nowhere to go. Where are you going? That would
I
be
go
fucking.
ski.
What's that, Mark?
It's like an old. It's like, I don't know, I can't do the snowboard thing.
Yeah.
why can't we see you, Modern?
My
Are
video
you
was
just
locking
sitting?
up.
Oh,
My
okay.
video was locking up, so I just turned it off. My phone
That's
gets
cool,
hot.
man.
I put it on an ice pack to keep it cool. That's why we got back. Probably would work right now.
How are things going with your business? And did you get everything constructed and you've got plants growing and stuff?
No, I ain't got no plan. Uh, a caregiver, and then all I have to do is get out the grow part. And I could probably do it more myself this way. Go straight into production. So once I can establish, mother plants, I can establish a lot of stuff before open up. Working on that part of the stability, I can get it done in the process. And having a proof of concept, if I need more funds, then I could possibly, be easy to show somebody that, hey, I gotta just put it in a parking lot, I'm ready to go. It kind of makes it easier for an investor to say, hey, this is, no brainer here. So I'm doing that, and then change in the meantime with the Safe Banking Act. So all of a sudden the banks will open up, and I get money from the bank. But in the meantime, I can get plants growing, and I can get started that way. And the city's on board. They're game on it. They actually are changing the ordinance for me to do that, because the ordinance as it stands right now, I can't do it. But it doesn't make much sense. So I can go 3,000 plants there. I can't go 60. But maybe
Yeah.
It's just
keep breaking out.
most part. Am I?
Yeah.
Oh well. I'm sorry.
No, it's
It's
not.
my phone. But
I think
I'll get going that way. So I'll find out. I'll find out next Thursday. I should know. Should know Wednesday actually. If they've changed the ordinance. They changed the ordinance. I'm off to the races. So I can start plans regardless whether the rest of the buildings, whether even the grow facilities done. I can just start them in the and run them in tents for as long as I need to be while I get the grow part going. So as soon as they give me that okay, then I can go forward with that. So I'm real happy about that.
well, from what I understand, modern, it sounds like you scaled down, so to speak, but it sounds like it's a reasonable plan. I only heard about 1/3 of it.
I'm
And
sorry.
no.
It's a
I just
bad day for my
want you
internet.
to know. I just want you to know that I'm supportive of your endeavor, and I respect your endeavor, and I think that you're doing sensible decision making, and whatever is going to happen is going to happen for the better. So that's what I think.
Yeah, you got to be realistic. I mean, if you know you don't have enough money to do what you have to do, don't start doing that. I mean, that's just not smart. And push me forward. Change. So at least I can produce enough that I can show what I'm made of, kind of thing. I don't know if you heard all that because I keep breaking up. It's about time to get off anyways. 4:44.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna head out.
It's good talking with you, Modern.
Good audience chat. Good talking to you guys. I don't know how much you heard, but good seeing you, Buddha boy. Good seeing you.
Good to see you, modern. God bless.
Yeah, Buddha boy. Hopefully I can come see you pretty soon. I'll get chat with you about that.
Yeah,
see
just
you
let
guys.
me know.
Hopefully we'll get a chance to go down in person soon there, Modern. Cheers, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, bye.
It's good talking with you too, Buddha boy. I'm gonna jump out as well.
All right. It was really good talking to you, and we'll have to do it again sometime soon. And we'll think of new Olympic sports for us to participate in.
Yeah, promote
cannabis Olympics.
We'll volunteer eagle. It'll be like the eagle challenge.
For sure, like who can roll a joint while they're getting a tattoo?
Right.
Eagle triathlon. Call it Eagle triathlon. What about that?
For sure.
I'm trying to think. There's a newscaster guy.
Go-karts, skating.
I beat Wasn't that Becker, the guy that he was like a sportscaster and he had a challenge and anybody could play, he'd play one-on-one in any sport and then you get a sticker. It was like, I beat Becker or something like that. Might have just been a Michigan thing, but nothing.
I don't know. They did a thing on a fucking, what was that, Earl there? Fucking, my name is Earl. They, Strata or Donna is what they called that on that show. Is fucking, you challenge you to anything and he fucking beat you at whatever you challenge you to. Which sounded like pretty so. I wonder if they took it from the original there that you're talking about.
I'm gonna challenge you to sumo wrestling in one of them big suits.
I want to swim in one of those big suits. You know,
They're not all that. It's fun though. All right, guys, I can get out. Good to see you guys.
all right.
Take care, Smiling. I said knee, brother. I said knee.
So Eagle, I guess it's you're getting ready to shut up shop. I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my shout outs and get back to work and do a little defoliate before I lay my head down and rinse, lather, and repeat. I'll be back tomorrow night. I had a guest for tonight and I dropped the ball. I forgot to fucking seal the deal, make the call. But I need to get back with them, who was Gene Traders. So if you want to make sure and see them on the show, hit them up on Instagram. Be like, yeah, we want to make sure you get on the show. So they were supposed to be on tonight, but I forgot to fucking. Sometimes when I'm lining up these with guests, they come from such different angles. I try to keep most of my invites like through Instagram. That way I can look down and lately they've been like Instagram, by phone, email, and sometimes I fucking forget that to follow up on some shit. Today was one of those, totally my mistake. Tomorrow should be a wormhole again because I'm slacking, but I'm getting things back on track. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night in the wormhole.
You know what? We will see you tomorrow night. Probably in the wormhole. I'll definitely come back if I can. You know that. And secondly, I was just gonna say, go Gene Trader. You know, because they're going to be on the show here in the future. Gonna reinforce that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. It's many others. I've got a lot of coals or irons in the fire there, so we'll see. We'll see. Let me know if you guys have some ideas of who you'd like to see on the show, and I'll go ahead and get a hold of them. So appreciate the input. I always do appreciate the input. Good or bad.
Eagle, I'm gonna bow out here. I don't want to interrupt your flow. Love you, brother, and I'll see you tomorrow night.
Have a good day, brother. So that just leaves me. You guys have a great day. You guys know the routine. Let's get these shout outs going real quick. Find something to get going at. What are they going to throw me? I'll go with this one. Kind of a good vibe. Of course, commercial. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Like I said, it's been up and down, but I'm trying to stay positive, try to stay optimistic. Hopefully you guys do too. Here we go. Oh, Franklin. You guys are very nice. Thank you, Ancient Soul Drone. Some cool D's house today. Mawa 710, Scarecrow 420, Green Thumb Bum, Christina MG89, Unplugged 705, Medical McCullough Cuddy, Rick T the Rebel, the 9G207, Fabian Selena, Dave's not here, Time Spook, Greg Walker, Bendo Dope, T Dog Young Beetle, Red Eye Jedi Grows, Mother Nature's Justin Conway, Duckweed, Runboy 7426, Justin Gooder, Strongman, Okie Grower 75, Corey Treble, Mike Wallace, Full Vision 420, Bujo Cat Daddy Taco, Don Slug, Rick S. in the Bushes 827, James Simmons, Kevin Hahn, World Class Home, Cats Fan 420, Biominter, Dirt Road Dude, Kanashiba, Jose Ramirez, Red Eye Rustler, Dab Goblin, Dr. Buzz Lightyear, Acetone, Kenna Queen Dynamics, Stabby, Jazzy, Boomdoor, Dirkman Dan, Keith Black Sales, Mr. Boxilla, Zim Greenwood Gardens, Frost Bob, Ross and Jeff, Soul Root, Small Tubes, Tyler, Frosty Buds, Storm Michigan Micro, Ouija Buds, Sub T Roy, Big Jar Pro, JC, Minor Genetics, SoCal Weaver, John Les, PPG 15, Green County Grower, CJ Apple, Perfectly Imperfected, Dollar Tree Grower, T1 Productions, St. Grower, DOA Grow Meds, Miss Nudie Grows, I grew some Johnny Kansas City. Where are the nutrients? Shootouts, Naughty Nicky, Zoe and Slender, NNY, Pixel Monkey, St. Bernard's Observation Booth, Clover 420, Highs by Alders, 25, Man of Cheese, Stu Moon, Mo Grower, the Candy Crate, Loki Grows, Seth, this guy, Burton, 79, Post Hammer, Midwest Outlaw, 31, Voodoo Ultras, Presto Nerds, Cali Connections, Wolverine Grown, Big Jar Grows, Jimmy One for Life, laid way back farmer, D Block, MMP Nations Creation, Amalana, Psychedelic Warlock Artist LD, Sir Chicky Rob, Big Dave, 420, Brent Wendell, Big Ed 1961, Man Waddy G3, The Green Cliff, JK Triple G, Mr. Sprinkling, Brittany and Tyler Teasley, Hope Farms, Lisa G, John, BG Gracie for you, Dr. Budswell, BGWG420, Purple OG, Anthro, said to me, Anthro, just space 420, B Space 420, Sir How, Trade Malone, keep it real, Hankerson 420, Subs Upland, Audit everywhere, BTWD, Rhodes, Bingus, Green Puppet Man, Alex, Point, Chef Like, School of Crop, because I love it, Green Mountain Grower, Southwest Okie, Real 100, 212, Andy Man, Miranda Family Farms, Page Farms, Meow, Flower, Ryan Henderson, Green 13, New Sailbot Wins, Keeping My Finance, Indra, Michigan native, Mary Jane's Medgard, Streamer 77 Double D, Bad Bunny Nutrients, Mr. Green Pots, Mr. Green Nugs, from 619-664, Spendy Kruger, Jones and Pro, Papa G Grows, Raz Amy Grows, Cass, the Grow From Your Heart Podcast, Lily Luna, Green Men Flock, Jeremiah Miranda, Sony Creek, Lost Art, Mr. No One, LG420, Giant Mike, Prometheus, Soil, Jason ISOP with David Colby, Dave Colby, Mason 662, Struggle makes Stroggers in the forest. Goddess Grows, Kaylee Burrows, Chad Brad Family Farm, Polly B, Kevin Jodry, Mike Concho, Jay Huggins, UTA, Green Tree Hugger, Kush Cloud, Joshua Seams, Organic Home Buds, Warren Nelson, Cam Wood, Maine Missick, Joe Love Always, Kelly Stone, Texas OG, Chuck Norris, Sarge S, Claire Fresno, Happy Guy, 311 Mix Up, Kinder Grows, Evergreen, Hetty, C Friends, Tree, MMJ, Matt S, Save Ball, Dragonfly B, Justin Meds, Travis Wall, Lucky Mike, Seattle, Chronic Seeds, Kate Chronic, Titans from West Coast, C, Django Gas, Wavasso Life, Jim Wavasso Ford Life, John Smith, Tommy Tricos, Polka King Grass, Pop Little, Slow Roll, Spiky Pods, Oscar Green Jr., Matt Silver, Indo 11, Stephanie B, Shark Bully 989, Ron Brown, Southern Gurners, Stoner Nation 420, Tommy Tari Combs again, Joe Y, Bugs 1313, Grower, Painted Lady, Frank Boo, Jay Myers, Mid, the Chat, Miss Manny B, Bagseed, Dr. DGC, Jeff Shredder 911, Dutch Groves 420, Scallywag, Skillbull 1, Med Grower 1, Empire Breeding Go, Rolly, Lostly, Fleet Mass, Danny Dinko, B Bear 7, Ellie Noble, CK Trinidad, Tom Trinidad, Mahoney Jester, Smoking with Small Town, Tim S, Mr. Lazy, Raptor Groves, Rob, Automation is Freedom, Rob Hazelton, George Michigan, Corey, Mid Double Tap Farms, Mr. Greenfield 420, 808, Rudy Prospects, Can Buster, Otter, 8 Life, Kenny 710, Operation Grow, T Benz, Brew Nuts, Hammered Emails. Thank you both, Dr. Scrambles, VP Moonrocks, GHF Double J, Bio Green Self Grower 56, Hanky Steaky 420, OGKB, Gotcha Nana, your mama, Gotcha, or Georgia Joe. Roy Rodriguez, B Growing, Nature's Best Nugs, Killer B Grows, Gotcha Wizard, Husky Guards, Nut Tree 420, Dr. Good, Soil Life, Bully for Life, the Jeffro 420, B to 698, Dr. Franklin Booty. God damn, I made Ted's Test. Oh no, I can't play this one. I'm definitely getting that. Let's get that one. Yep. There we go. The Riffin' Fat Boy, Jack Greenstock, 420, Boom Farms, Charlie Farms, 420, Aldridge, 25, Smiley's Garden, JT's, Misty's, None, Smoking, Grove Fraser, Grove Koski, Twisted Roots, Faded Farm, 420, Jeff Dorowski, Genetic Memory Farms, Vault 420, Cameron, Mr. Bagsy, Jill Carter, Mystic Marks, Mystic Rower, Ken Ginger Snaps, DTE, Grows A, Rick Wolf, DLP 2372, Ned Denver, Mike Denver, Sergeant Pepper 420, Cam Trooper, Lion Cat 420, Let It Up, Tim, UKSIF 420, Buddha Boy, Devin Shipwreck, Medical MJ, Bugsville, USA, Resurrection Prophet, Chris Martinez, Dankman Dan, Dankman 420, Red Set Farms, Good Luck, Joni Bell, TTB, Most Hated Grower, Major John 420 Army, the American one, you've been missed too. Hopefully your brother is doing well. UD or J W. Dayer 714. I don't know how I just fucked that up 3 times. Kenny O Genetics, Shirates, Mountain Skies, ready to hit that hot fire. Chris Mertz, Ian Save Robbie, Sergeant Live, Heckle Fake Cam, Finger Lakes Finest, Bridge X, Dozer Moon, Southern BT Grower, Choose Medical, Chair Bear, Plus One Mushroom, Secret City Pioneers, My Little Tent, 2042 Spacewalker, Christian, Tree Mum, T. Barrington, Heart and Soul, Homegrown, Mike B, T. Dwayne, East Coast Will, Heidi. I already got her. Heidi Day, Galactic Gardens, John Smith, Elliptis, My Natural Farms, Pacific Northwest Sea Trials, Kyle Paul, Lemon Ogo, Trent Digger, Rita's Juicy Light, 420, Grant Manu, Mary Mount, Sandy Sissel, Lineage Colas, Chris Smooth, DK Trades, Vision Creator, Guru, The Kind Brew, Cannon Nation J. Dan the Indoor Man, Grummies, Homies, Hamilton Groves, Click Smoke, Keystone, Canada Flag, PA, Big High 710, Eugene Greenleaf, Ace True Hustle, Fred Darden, Carlisle North, Arizona, Beer Grove 420, No Solid, Jesse White, Got State, Yeti, Introvert Genetics, Social J, Vixen, Robin, Killer 8-0, James Buttercreek, C-Dub from NorCal, The Pharmacy Seed Bank, Deadhead, Smokey 616, Curtis Mahan, Matt Myron, Forte, Rick Heyman, Stephanie Dore, Tennessee, Feb Carries, Kate, Mike Rubles, The Drew Bear 420, Maxi 751, Lawrence Gonzalez, Slow to Get Up, Stu Moose, Paco 719, Bakery Shake, Baby Old Smoke, PWC Grove, Buds, Laura Wash, Miss Weed Blunt, Old School Grower, Chad Westport, Hunter Grove, Laura Nunn, Philo Piece of Heaven, Bunch of Sound Seats, Goliath Grower, Richard T, Chrissy Wannabe, Moisture Soul, Food Spectrum, Gone God, Lori Hanson, Real, 2,000 Years of Tradition, Mr. D. Conley, Pip Jan, Mick Bodie Face, Showy Sad Spots, Fuck Google and you, I'm going Will, Canadian Restore, Border, Farmer Paul Wright, Zephyr, Homo Farms, Tannery Farm, Selden, Scene, Oak Park Gardens, Hell Lens 782, Skunky Packs, Martial Artist, 20, Micro Slave, Martial Artist 2012, Michael Slave After, Daniel McDizzle, Medically Fit, KGP, Robert Mr. Green Fingers, Motherfucking Thomas, Rancho, Costa, Plenty, Monkey Balls, Andrew Chappie, Bobby Lynn Means, Trent Digger, Mr. Mac, Tony Lake Baloney, Bill S., Mr. Weed, Peace, Tater Delicious, Minty, Country Rear, Huron, Fire Genetics, Earth Creeper, Big Ray 420, Teeny 101, Buds and Hazard, Mr. Club 14, Bearded B-Man 61, Bearded B-Man Farm 616, Now Up North, Next Room and Ruby, Timothy McGibbons, Neil, Justin Bean, Chronic 88, Fat Belly Real, Jennifer Steele, Kimba 03, Turf Farmer, Shannon, Stevens, Carlitos, Tina's Skater Country, Mr. Speed, Wolfstein, Firesaw, Wally Wookie, The Goddess Grows, Ross and Bob, White Feather Grows, Burning Shrooms, Tone Grows, Dang, The Caveman Grows, PX Thunder 81, Smith Food, Noob Grows, Sean McCann, Jay Monks, Date Agenda, Wawa, Canna Grow, Fall Dog, Huron, Cannabis, Calico, Liz, Paris, Rockman, Justice Nick, 420, Ben Frank, Fresh Growth, Robbie Herbs, High Boy, Your Mailman Grows, Weeby Growing, Australian Grown, For Love of the Plant, Argo, American Swamp Poker, Unprocessed Shaven, Weiss, Highest Searchcraft, Michael Group, Jeff Lowenfels, Mobius Grows, Dane Brownie, Dan D, Elliot Harkins, Money Stick, Flavor, The Foraging Gardener, Overwater, Overkill, Seattle Steve, Shadow Warrior, Valley Green 514, Amelia Jensen, House Indica, Dr. MJ Coco, Brandon Ross, Matthew Gates, Steve Spags, Ron Sarah, Shotgun Willie Jones, Thank Yoda, Jay Simmons, Sure Bro, Grows, Clapping the Scoop, DJ Conley, Aaron, The Grower, like 1978, Michigan Grown Buds, Your Boy, Roy Bud, Delta 9, Jamie Harris, Clapping the Scoop, Clackamas 420, Siki Cola, Dylan Stein for PFC Farms, Husky Garden, Sun Grown 707, J8 Grow, J420, Cascadia Grow, Tito's the Beat, 4 Plants, 8 Weed Words, Captain Scrog, Twinkie Buns, House Warrior, Jack Young, Terry Live, Megester Tempe, Andy Andy, Urge, Green Junior, Leon Fall, Purpose Plus, Green Goose, 11 Smiles, 11 Bindu Buds, Michael Rassa, Plenty. Wild Bobby, Sean Benz, Rescue Ready, Rescue Ready Roadside LLC, Notorious Snug, Magma Seeds, Father and Son, Trimming Tutorial, Sub T Tank, Jose Ramirez, Perez, Doggo the Hut, 420 Moonbug, Cheapo Man, GR420 Community Videos, Detroit River Rat, Lewis Garcia, Michael P, AJ Everyday, Captive Audit, Cheddar Bob 13, Maine 420 Med Grower, Cookies, Cookies, Jay Kendricks, In for the Grill, Captive Anywhere, Backwoods, All Good, Sally Mansell, Adam Skinkin, Chanel Simpson, this weird commercial fucking playing in the background, One Smoke Away, Ganja Roads, Kazoo, Aaron Burnett, True, Twist Lincoln, Stinkin', Aaron, Angel Studios, MG, the 420, Grow Tent, Paul Diella, John Fleming, Dankovich, Fibro, Flower, Paul, P, Seldom Seen, Elevated, Lenny Organic, Sunman, Steve Sunny, Jeff Pollock, Ricardo Sosa, Dan J, Earth Friendly Farming, Candy Forest Farmer, fuck all that be, Misfit Grower, Jason Line 512, Snake Eyes, Northern 4466, Jason Grayson, Sony Baker, MD, Sony Creek, Russ Sonic, French Dweller, Tarzan, Superman, Old Man Earth Ass, Freebird Mold Grower, Matty Gar, Survival One Man, Survival Time, or that's Simple Man, Survival Time, Sin Blade, Golf Coast Chronic, State Flat, Harley Grower, Chen Guy, Steve Collins, Todd Kendrick, Property Maintenance, Sharpie, The Island Haze, Scuba Seek, Speaks JRE, Randy Grande, TCDR, Claire Killian, Wardrobe Farming, Randy Grande, Pick 1000, Ace Spook 3223, Wake Up, Captain Freedom B, Puffer Smiles, 15 Digit, Michigan Ganja Mooch, Hash, Fred G, Super Bob, Broski 808, Weekend at Bernie's Cave Bag, Justin Station, Strong Style Organics, Zippy, I'm Medic 31, Honesty, K Hell, Me All Flower, Brent Boog, Todd Kendricks, Mutants, KNT, Chris D, True Share, Botox, Fo, Natty Dread, Barbara Matthews, Ancient Soul, Grown, Kevin Jensen, Kenna Health and Happiness, Berserk 215, Collab, Low Cut, Albert, Charlie, Momi, Man, Brass, Banshee, Helen, Huge, Janus, James T, Atomic Spoon, Miss Jill, Big Daddy, LT Gardens, High Flyer, 420 Lobster Brush Road, Mother Tree, Maine, Red Pill, Your Boy, Roy Boy, Aesthetic, Shannon Gibson, Wuhan, Rick W, Comfortably Numb, One Smoke Away, the 840 Show, Richard Lamb, Red Pill 710, What's Up, buddy? Again, Kenneth Pursuit, K. Rolling, Worthy Buzz, Logan Man 81, Oil and Flower Podcast, Entourage Facts, Warren Dixon, Pink Lady the Mug, Mondo 420, surrounded by Keith Ferrari, Farms, French Dweller, Single Fathers, Happiness Without Guilt, Fruit City Sin, Hawaii Sustainable, Midnight Roots, Dead Cynic, Knuckles, Michael P, Polly B, Quick, Be Nimble, Bud Kilowatts, Michael D, Fold, 889 Disbanded Brothers, Matt, Basilium, Matt, Joseph, Grace, Medicine RX, Keith and Chief, Hydro Daily, Concerned American, Cannabis 411, and Freedom of Speech, Dr. Droidsworth, These Trees, Ganja Sudoku, 710 is Oil Upside Down, Jesse Stevenson, Victoria, What About Bob, Scary Kid, Gardens, Gus, Rose, Slick Rick 8, Dog Pounds, David C, Adult, or St. Louis. David St. Louis. Sorry about that, David St. Louis. Move Watts, Costain Yeti, Ed Bren, and Ed Brown, Uncle Elmer, Off Grid Church. And it's got Christopher 54, Last Predator, Mr. Soul Cal, Matthew Soul Cal. Jeez, this is like, yeah, terrible. Sue, Illinois Man Beater, Safe Proof, Dark Horse Genetics, Stoner Dudes, Joel and Jen from North Star, Carolina, Mr. N. Cry PTA, 13 B, 13 Leo, Bruce, Beyond Perfection, XX Elite TPXX, Uncle Stoner, Crispy Treat Kitchen, Growers Paradise, LAT Grown Gardens, I See Me, I Clan, Dick Joy Bacon, Mr. Scotto, Fresh Baked One, J. Allen, Big Bob Rose, Jolly, Hannah, this whole side right here, Richard Forbes, David Cometa, B4, P-Funk, Nigga T, John Reese, What About Bob, Prince Patty, Daniel Birdman, Green Puffer Man, D. Jungle Lee, James Chung, Sarge Gross, 818, John Wade, Carolina, Rude Sister Gold Hairs, Deanna, El Dank, Reno, KNF Gardens, Blank 1030, Choose One Only, Feed Farmer, James, Crypto Dope, James Bland, HIP Road, Matt Bean, Dan Marino, Maine, Chronic Wonders, Sunrise Grove, Top Floor Genetics, Full Vision 420, K2 Cannabis, Jesse Pitcher, My Dog Nelia, Rooster, Alex Hardy Gear. Betty Crawford was in chat tonight. That's pretty amazing all in itself. Daniel Gross Photos. Mitten Drone. Mad Sunrise Gross. Lexi Brittany Koo, my baby girls. No Limit 916. Grumpy Toad. Alchemist and Can of Mink. So Born Addiction. Ross Joe. Alex D, Dirty Orc, Catfish, High Power, Thunder Dan, Propagation Station, John Daniels, Lisa Marie, Sarkros, 818, Blaze, Daily, Brian Harper, Perpetual, Eagle Proud Warrior, Sales Smiles for You, Frank Usada, The Dank Duchess, Kino, Kelly Maxwell, Captain 420, Stay Fat, What About Bob Iljuster, Pop Shroom, John Gorski, Jen Doe, Dungeon Gangster, THC4, PTSDT, Barrington, Ancho, Grown, Swamphead, Polaro, Canabinka, Pastel Because, Jen Doe again, Missing Manny D, Canna Ferrari, 420, AB Normal, Franklin Girl, Arrow, Bearbeat, J, Grant 74, CK, Brown Guy 420, Pack Third, Burning Tree, Main EA, Sun, or Gray Sun, Grow 207, Hydro Daily, Emperor GG, Jamie Reed, Supreme Great, Stony Rockefeller, Caveman Cannabis. There was a couple I wrote down. Nowhere Man, Captain Chronic, and last but not least, Sweetest 207. Man, I gotta give you some contact. You guys know the deal. Please, if this is the end of your journey for the day, get some rest like I obviously need to do. This is the beginning of your day. Please have an amazing day. Have an awesome Sunday. Don't forget about all the shows that are on today. Pastures, Weed Church, Jack, and growing with my fellow home growers. Hopefully Chief B may be on sometime throughout the day. We've got what? East Coast Grower, I think, maybe on at 9. There's a lot of cannabis content on Sundays. Be sure to check it all out. And check me out tonight. Later on, hopefully at 11:30. No promises. At the very latest, 2 o'clock with the word home. Have an amazing Sunday. I'm out of here, guys.